And we are still live in the tea room, and we're bringing on a guest, comic, I'm going to say a little frenemy of mine. We had a little beef this week. On Instagram. And he's here with us live from Israel. Look at that. Ari Tiemann joining the tea room.
Hey, Juice. I assume.
I'd say that's correctly. It's a good assumption, Ari. This is a studio in my house. What do you think of that?
I mean, it looks like a bit of an asylum. It looks like...
What, you don't like our decor?
It looks like the three of you couldn't take it anymore. We're brought to group therapy. And they're like, let's pretend it's a podcast and we'll all work through our issues.
Yeah, and we have a built-in audience. You know, all three of our friends are watching.
Our mothers, maybe.
Our mothers.
Some of them.
She means the...
Well, my mom doesn't have a cell phone.
Oh, I thought you meant the mirrors.
I'm going to read...
Your mom doesn't have a cell phone?
No, she's the only person I know that does not have a cell phone.
Why not? Restraining order or religion?
She doesn't know how to use technology and never wanted to learn.
Is she still... But are you Persian? Are you a great neck? You're a little too pale for...
I look too pale, but you asked if I'm Persian.
To be Persian.
Oh, no, I'm Moroccan.
You are?
Oh, okay. You guys don't date in secret. I was like, maybe she's still dating your father in secret. That's the Persians. Don't let anybody know. We've only got 3 kids.
So in yesterday's Jewish news, they were talking about Jews not being safe in Canada. And then you posted this. You wrote, they say Jews aren't safe in Canada, and they aren't kidding. I know a guy from Toronto. It's Winnipeg. Ended up married to a girl visiting from Great Neck. It was J-Date. Had no idea what he was getting into. Now he's stuck in Long Island. Jews in Canada stay indoors. And you tagged me. And that's not the first time you've made a crack like that. What are you trying to say, Ari?
Well, he's Canadian.
Ari, have you ever met Carrie?
Requirement.
He seems like a happy guy to me.
Yeah. Of course, I've met him in multiple Miami Beach hotels, as is required.
That is true, actually.
Under the New York-Miami Beach Treaty of 1837, where Jews are required to say, hey, I'm in Miami Beach, and we're required to go, oh, great, when really we're like, fuck me, I got to go to Miami Beach and see a bunch of Jews I escaped.
That's right. We dragged you to Sunny Isles.
Sunny Isles. I know, my Russian got better.
Russian Isles. Exactly. Yeah, seriously.
No, I mean, a Jew is supposed to live in Israel if they can't afford Teaneck, and so I'm here. I've always wanted to be here, and also the United States is it's going through. It's not great yet. Again, they're working on it. They're still wearing the hat. Make it great again.
So you made Aliyah officially?
I am in the process of doing so.
Sketchy.
Yeah,
we'll never get a straight answer.
Where are you in Israel?
I'm in Tel Aviv.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
you seem a little distracted, Ari. You're not like eviscerating me like you did.
Well, we just had a siren like 15 minutes ago.
I said my daughter's there. That's what I said.
Okay, so distracted by a little life or death.
But it's nice. You get an alert ahead of time. Like in a few minutes, you're going to want to be in a safe space.
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, I'll go now.
So is this your safe space?
No, it's done. That was.
You don't look like you're in a bomb shelter. Doesn't look like a bomb shelter.
They make it nice now, and everybody turns their mamad into like a closet or, the kids' room, especially if they have little kids, and they'll put the baby in the mamad so that they don't have to wake it up.
What's it like being a single guy right now in Tel Aviv?
Next week,
He has a date next week.
I have a date next week, but I've been getting shot down more than these Hamas rockets. I don't know.
Why? A nice American guy?
I got the phone number that all the women they're like, I'm going through a stressful time. I'm like, of course you are. You're Jewish. I mean, that's like a given. That's not a fair excuse, but whatever. No, it's Tel Aviv. So everybody's dating 8 people. It's like New York City, but like everybody's a Jew. So everybody's dating 10 people. And,
oh, wow. That's crazy.
It's par for the course. Oh. Yeah. And I don't care that much. I'm already dead inside. So I'm just doing it to.
You're already what?
have something.
Did you say dead inside?
Dead inside. So
You're
it's
already
like,
dead
all right.
inside.
We'll talk about the backdrop. First of all, it looks like you guys were put into some inpatient facility and are just having a group therapy session. And I don't know why Talia gave herself the nicer microphone to let everybody know that she's the most important one here, or whether the budget
she's
ran
the
short
only
and the
one
Canadian
with
was like,
the logo.
Right. This is the Talia Reese show, and then it's like whichever moms are available that day, and their minivan doesn't need to be taken. What are your minivans of choice? I think if this is a mom topic, Talia was telling me that the Honda Odyssey is the hot.
Yeah,
I traded my minivan. Yeah, now I just have an SUV.
We have the same car though. We
Oh,
both
do
have
you
Hondas.
guys?
Oh
yeah.
yeah, the Honda Pilot.
Yeah.
I got the Volvo.
Oh my God, but the Honda Pilot's really just like a minivan on disguise. Right? Isn't it like a 7-seater? It's basically a minivan.
They don't have the automatic doors.
It's like an inconvenient.
We don't have automatic doors. We're higher up.
Yeah. But you have staff to open the door for you, I assume.
Right. You didn't need the electric sliding doors. What did you think of came out this week about Elon using all those drugs to get through? He used so much ketamine. He had a bladder problem. He's on psychedelics.
Wait, what is this?
Oh, you didn't.
I'm a huge fan of using.
I know you like the ketamine, right?
Psychedelic therapy syndrome.
What is
ketamine? Yeah, but
you use ketamine. How does that work? Like, what does it do for you?
There's a you guys are great at interrupting at the wrong times. I just want to compliment you on that. The flow is smooth. For those who aren't familiar with Jews, this is what it's like at a dinner, where you leave and you go, "Was I the asshole?" No, it's just a table full of assholes.
That was our alternate name of the podcast.
I guess I'm the asshole because I keep interrupting.
If they're not interrupting you in the middle of an important point, they're not paying attention. So anyway, speaking of crippling depression, so ketamine is known at a low dose, tapered over an hour through an IV or under the tongue. The IV is usually
he knows a lot about this
delivery. It will take somebody out of suicidal ideation. So they'll have a dissociative state for about an hour, usually listen to music, close their eyes, and it's pretty well documented. There's a lot of medical research, a lot of replicated studies where anyone from teens through adults.
That's a really good point. I'm going to cut you off there, actually.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk, on a high enough dose of ketamine that it affected his bladder. I mean, do you think he was suicidal?
No, so you have to pee. Well, he's talked about it, right? He had a tough relationship with somebody who had some sort of narcissistic personality disorder. It seems like, and it's a tough life. His brain's always going. He's running multiple companies. People are always coming after you. When you're an entrepreneur, there's always people playing dirty. He's high profile. There's very corrupt people in the government who are doing favors for lobbyists, and Tesla's a huge threat to a lot of big companies. So yeah, you fall into depression, or you get stuck and your brain keeps trying to solve a problem, and sometimes you need to be kind of taken out of it. And ketamine does very well very quickly is give you a dissociative state and sort of lift, like if depression is 1,000-pound weight on your shoulder, it lifts that weight for you so that sense, you have.
Yeah. But what about therapeutic mushrooms? Yeah. Is that similar?
No, I think the mushrooms are to really, that's a mind expander. I think probably that's how he invented all this stuff, like the rocket that comes back. I bet he was on psychedelics when he was really delving. But what do you need psychedelics for when you're trying to make a government efficient? That's what I don't understand.
No, so psychedelic mushrooms are, I wouldn't say it's mind expander. I would say that most people's experience could be summed up in that it kind of shows you what you already know, right? Mm-hmm. So, when you're depressed, which as women on Long Island, you must be constantly, you fall into, and if not, you should be. You should look at yourself. I mean, look, again, like, this is not even two ferns. There's one obviously fake plastic. That fern is more plastic. You could put that fern next to the worst plastic surgery in Great Neck, and that woman would feel better about herself. That's how fake that fern is. But anyway.
He outed our fern.
It's from Target.
Oh my God! Yeah, wow.
It gets worse.
This is like, What is the title of this podcast? A group of cliches. So the mushrooms are like having a wise elder that kind of reminds you of the eternal knowledge that you've already known, and that also kind of comfortably holds you or holds you in a strong embrace as you face difficult things that you may not otherwise face.
So we got to get moving because I got my girls here are busy in carpool lanes, so they gotta hard out. It's really good to see you. I think we have some good content here. Yeah, and let's talk a little later about the things we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah,
okay.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome.
All right.
Carry on, dude.
Fire your decorator.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, we are in the tea room.
Hi.
I'm Talia. I'm with Nadine,
Hi.
Oshri.
Hello.
What's happening, ladies?
What's happening? What's happening in your foyer? That's what I want to know.
In my foyer. Oh, God, I know. Okay. So we're in my house. This is where my very fancy studio is. But hey, one thing at a time, we got new mugs.
Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you, Nadine, who surprised us.
If you're on YouTube,
Talia,
you could see it.
Tariff free. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just got them from China and
No tariff yet?
I have no idea.
Awesome. Did I tell you my friend Tara? She's like a big Trumpy, so we just call her Tariff now. If you can guess the underlying theme to our theme song, Tea Room theme song, you get a free mug. So I don't know why I
You got to call her right in.
You got to call in or write in like it's the 80s, people.
Let's tell us about
So
your foyer.
we were talking
foyer.
about walking into your house.
Okay, so we're in my house, right up. So my parents, after 40-something years, moved out of my childhood home in Great Neck. Actually, I'll show you a picture of the house. Billy, I'm going to send it to you. You could see this was my childhood home since I was 5 years old. They moved out on Thursday, which was the same day as my birthday, weirdly.
That's not.
It was a weird.
It's a weird feeling to lose your childhood home. It's the only home I dream about is my childhood home. Like
Really?
And I'm in my regular house probably almost as much as I was in my childhood home at this point, and I still, when I dream, I'm always in my childhood home.
My parents moved when I was a teenager, so I don't really have that kind of
attachment.
I could see
Yeah,
that. Well,
moved
you know what
homes,
it is
like-
also? It's no more landline. Like no more 829-1769.
I still have a landline.
No, but they're not taking.
They're not taking that number. They can't transfer it.
I mean, I don't think they need it anymore. Although you're right, I guess they could in theory, but it's just no landline, no house, and even remember yesterday we were saying, oh, we should get on our parents' phones, and I'm like, I'll just go over to their house, get on their phones, and have them follow the podcast. Now I'm like, that's not so easy now. They're not that close.
Right.
I can't just grab my parents' phones. It's like little things like that. But yeah, so I have boxes and boxes of stuff and furniture.
Well, what did you take?
In my foyer? So
Only the important things?
not quite. A lot of stuff that I just couldn't
And how
let
does-
them throw. They
how
were
does
ready
Carrie
to throw
feel
out.
about this?
Very angry.
Well,
Okay,
I saw
yes.
some VHS in
Wait.
there.
There's some VHS.
Talia only took the important stuff.
Wait, she's holding up a copy
Here on
of
YouTube, we have Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies on VHS, and Carrie told me you don't even have a VHS player. So what are you going to do with this?
Okay.
And why did you take it?
Okay. Do you want
I think-
me to convert it?
Billy can
Oh
convert
my God.
it. There you go. Okay,
Or-
listen.
We gotta do a reel us sweating to the oldies. With Richard
Yeah, okay,
Simmons.
fine. Listen, I remember my mother doing that in our den. I'm going to throw out that video.
So now you have to do it in your den, so your girls have that memory.
you gotta ask yourself,
Can't let it
is
go.
there a place for this?
No, Carrie was like, "Come on, Oshri, you got to talk to Talia. Like, what are we doing with this?
Okay,
with this?
okay, hear me out. What if it's worth something?
This?
Yeah,
It's not even.
worth.
It's not even sealed.
But he
Can
died, Richard Simmons, and where can you even find that anymore?
You know,
In,
people
in your
don't.
foyer?
People don't need workout
Yes.
tapes when half of the town is on Ozempic.
Okay, I thought you were going to say, what's the bike?
Peloton?
Peloton. Everyone has their Peloton
I think
playlist.
Peloton is out and
No,
Ozempic
Peloton's
is in.
not out. I use it every
Peloton
day.
is, yeah, I don't think it's out.
Is it? Didn't they almost crash as
They
a company?
did, you're right. But
They come out with new classes every single day.
people are still doing. My
I
brother
just
just
bought
started it.
workout
I'm
gear
obsessed.
from Peloton that's Lululemon for 50% off, and it just says Peloton on it.
Yeah, they combined. They like merged. They have some kind of partnership.
Oh, between the two
I
companies.
got Lululemon Disney. That was a nice partnership too.
Well, Richard
Well-
Simmons, the Peloton of the 1980s.
yes.
Do you
Jane
remember? Did you
Fonda.
have that
How do you
Thigh
let go of that? Oh, the
Do you have that in your foyer?
was that Christine
How do
Summers?
you-
No, that was the girl from Three's Company.
Suzanne Summers.
How do you let go
You don't
of
have
it?
that in your foyer, the Thigh
My
Master?
mom never needed
Oh.
that.
How
She
do
had
you
good
let
thighs
go of
naturally.
it? How do you let go of it? You just let go of
I
it.
can't.
Remember the ab cruncher?
Those are still good.
Well, no, you're supposed to do crunches without that apparatus.
Well, I have the ball, so I just like sit on the ball. Like I have it in the small of my back, and I do crunches like
We're
that.
actually in a room off your gym. Basically,
That's true.
you're
We could just walk out.
Well,
and
Talia's
my little-
basement is basically her gym. She has these huge machines. One of them can only do one exercise,
Yes.
One of
and it
them
takes
is
up like half her
the,
basement.
Yeah.
the leg guillotine.
but it's very important. Leg guillotine. It's a reverse leg press. I
Yeah,
bought
no,
it
it's
during the
pretty good.
pandemic. I mean, I thought I'd never join a gym again. Right?
And now what are you doing? You're doing personal training?
Personal training.
So fancy.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Living up to that great neck.
Treat my
Stereotype.
Listen, I'm videoing myself a lot at shows and then posting clips.
So you got to keep it tight.
Got to keep it tight. I've gone like from here to here as a result of personal training.
I don't think I've ever seen you look anything, not even bloated. You've always been so thin.
No, thank you, but no, I was. Ask Tammy Kramer. She's. Don't you love, guys, how I just bring up your names like random people in the community? I got in trouble for saying Racheli Brandsdorfer. Her husband came up to me and said, "Don't say my wife's name. Keep my wife's name. Keep my wife's name."
saying it right now.
This is
Told
not
to Will
Lashon
Smith.
Hara. But so Tammy Kramer, she's like the town, what do you call it, trainer. And she remembers, anyway, she's like, you really whittled it down. I was like, thanks, girlfriend. But no, it's hard. It's hard to keep it up. I mean, you're up at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I'm a little.
You're keeping it tight.
I'm doing my best.
Tight. And you've got a fancier trainer than me, girlfriend. He dumped me, your trainer. Do you know that? He dumped me as a client.
Oh, God.
Because I refused to wear a mask while I worked
Really?
out during the
God.
pandemic.
Oh,
Yep.
one of those.
Yeah, one of those.
I love my trainer.
What are you
And
gonna
I
do?
do Pilates.
Well, you should.
And tennis.
You should. He's a great trainer. He hated me, but you look great. So.
I don't want to get in between
Oh,
anybody.
yeah. All right. No more. No personal talk. So what can we talk about? Pop culture. Oh, Ari's
Talking about looks, did you see Kris Jenner's new face?
Oh my God.
Can you even believe it?
They
She looks
can't
insane.
cure ovarian cancer, but they can make a 75-year-old woman look 30. That's insane.
They have like a new face, each one of those people, like every 5 years.
But now they all
Is
have the
it?
same face. Because she looks just like one of her daughters.
Well, part of it is the eyebrows, though. Have you noticed she
They
has
keep
those
getting thicker.
Those like trendy
I
whatever
don't
eyebrows?
really know who's who. Like, I know who Kim is. I know who Chris is. I don't follow these people.
Kylie, I know. She's the one.
She's the pretty one.
She's
They
a
don't
Timothy
look like
Chalamet.
anything they originated from.
No, which is kind of mind blowing. But I don't really either. It's fine. You don't have to be famous for that.
I heard her plastic surgeon charges like $100,000 to $300,000 a facelift.
Yeah. So everyone was like, "Who is that? Who is that?"
Yeah.
I
It's
was
like
ready
some
to.
kind of special facelift. I read, like not
really?
a normal facelift.
What
He probably
the
like
hell does that
invented the
mean?
special
Like,
facelift.
was
That's
it?
why he's charging.
I think
this
it's
What's
not
special about it?
facelift. I think it's face off. You know, like that
movie?
movie.
Oh my God!
With Nicolas Cage.
They probably took the whole thing off and put it back on again.
How do you get new skin though? How do you get everything new like that?
Oh, they probably made it
They
in the
took
lab.
it off a baby's
Move
bottom and they just
Oh my
Stem
God!
cells, illegal stem cells.
Oh, that's like that. What is that procedure where you take fat out of an area and then you put it in your face?
Yeah, it's just called a fat transfer. That's what a
Okay,
that's what a
that's all it's
BBL
called.
is.
Okay, so maybe that's it. Yeah, you could soon, or if that's what it is, you take skin off of. Well, it's got to be skin.
Well,
Take
you
skin
take-
off a baby.
You take the baby's back. You mix it with exosomes
skin
and
off
stem
my
cells.
Wait a second. Yeah, they should like make babies out of stem cells just for women's facial plastic surgery use. That's a good one.
Use all the embryos that are stored up.
Embryos. What's wrong with making baby skin out of embryos to use for facelifts?
A lot.
Why?
It's called ethics.
No, but think about it. Think about it. You can't make a human baby out of it. It's a stem cell, right? We're not human cloning, but just use it to make baby skin.
Or when you give birth and they say, do you want to pay for your stem cells? You should be like, I want to sell my stem cells to the Kris Jenners of the world.
I want to, yeah. It's always donation.
Yeah.
You're right. Like
I should make money off of it.
I had to renew my driver's license, and then you signed the thing about organ donation, and God forbid, in the case of an accident. But yeah, why is it donation? Why can't you?
Yeah, why can't carry profit off of your future organs?
Yeah, we want to decide who gets it, and if it's a rich person, let's get my family a couple hundred. You know
how they have savings plans for college? They should have these savings plans for these like crazy facelifts from when you're like 60 years old. And wouldn't that be amazing?
That's a great idea.
Tax-free interests and savings.
Because we're not all Kris Jenner. But yeah, that is crazy how she looks.
How old is she anyway?
It's got to be 70.
The girls are in their
40s.
So she's at least mid-60s, I would guess.
Yeah.
But I looked her up, like her before pictures when she was in her 20s, 30s. And she didn't even look like the face she has now.
Oh, really?
Like the younger face. That's what's so crazy about it. She doesn't even look like her old self. She just looks like one of her daughters. She now looks
different.
Armenian.
What's the name of the book?
Speaking of like stand-ins and, new faces, there's this rumor going around that Biden was cloned, and even Trump reposted something.
He tweeted something today.
He likes to troll.
And he's the biggest troll.
The ultimate troll.
Ultimate troll. But the thing is that doesn't make sense in this theory. Is if Biden died or something,
right?
Like he claims,
that was what Trump was
and they
claiming.
Replaced Biden
facetiously.
Why would they replace Biden with somebody completely infirm and with prostate cancer or whatever is going on?
The cloning process is not fully evolved yet, and it needs a lot more work.
And that's why he walked like a
like
robot.
Dolly the sheep when she was first cloned. I think she died a couple years later. It didn't really work.
These
so well.
conspiracy theories are getting out of control, and what's out of control is not the theories themselves. It's how many people actually believe them.
Yeah.
People still believe about that the Earth is flat. They're flat earthers.
That guy went to the end of Antarctica and was like, "You're right, you're right. It's round. Okay."
Well, what do you see at the end of Antarctica?
There was some guy.
No, but how do you know? How do you know that
he saw how the sun rose and set, and he realized. I mean, I really don't read.
But
a lot
it's
about
weird.
this.
Like the same people that believe that also believe that Macron's wife is a man. That was hilarious.
She's a pedophile. That is for sure.
Did you see?
That doesn't make. Well, actually, that could make her a man.
Did everybody here see the video of the week with her slapping him in the face?
Shove. I have never seen. Have you ever done that to Carrie?
Ari would say yes. I have never shoved him in the face. I don't think I've shoved him.
That's like a weird move. I've never seen anyone do that, like a face shove.
It's almost like
like this.
I'm trying to get into the mind. I feel like it's like you want to slap, but you know that's violent, so you just
and then there'll be a mark, right?
Yeah.
And he was going right down on camera, so
and
she didn't want to give a mark.
How smooth is he? He just saw cameras and he played it off.
My God,
what a little actor! It was almost cute the way he did it. Like ooh, but
do you think he knew they caught it?
I think he was trying to deflect. I think he knew something had to be caught. So, but the way he was able to finesse that actually showed me that
very slick.
He couldn't have been that shocked by it.
Like it happens all the time.
I don't know all the time, but he knows her.
It has happened before.
There's definitely
been
a mommy-son dynamic going on there. I mean,
she's much older. She was his teacher.
I mean, I never shoved my kids in the face.
But did you ever want to?
Yeah, did you ever? Were they ever 47-year-old men?
Is he 47? Is that how old he is?
And she's 72.
He's 47?
He's 47.
Well, you think he looks good or bad for his age?
I don't know. I never realized how close in age we are.
He ain't no Kris Jenner,
I'll
baby.
say she needs a Kris Jenner facial plastic surgeon.
Well, what about Hugh Jackman's wife? Who, I mean,
ex-wife. Now he's with the girl.
Sutton Foster.
Yeah, Sutton Foster.
But so that's why
she's upset about it. She's like, I set up that whole penthouse. And now Sutton gets to enjoy like the fruit of my labor.
But look, she was it the same age difference as Macron and his wife? Not quite. Is she? But
she looks a lot older. Because she has like white hair.
She might have been close to 70. But look, he's a 50-year-old guy. It's a 20-year. at least age
gap,
difference. I mean, it's like Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore. It's hot in the beginning, but they had a really good run. I think it's so hard to have that kind of age difference and have it last. But of course, you're going to be bitter when it ends. But this Macron thing, it'll be interesting to see if they can weather that storm.
Well,
You see the guy, the Geffen guy?
Geffen or Barry Diller?
No, the guy.
Oh, Geffen, was he the one who had the young husband who turned out to be straight?
Oh, is that true?
Or was that Barry Diller?
No, they got divorced and they didn't have a prenup. They were only married for 2 years.
I thought I'm confusing
they have a
Barry Diller.
50-year age difference.
Right. But the guy, he was not even gay in the end. I think he caught him with a woman. He was pretending to be gay
to get
get the money. He comes from like a poor background in Illinois. He's like 1 out of 11 kids. And then he built up this profile on social media. He was a model. He had an incredible body. And I guess it was a good deal for a while.
It works out because we were with an 80-year-old. They're probably not going to do anything.
He's not stupid, though.
David Geffen?
Yeah, he's not stupid because I think the benefits of not having a prenup in a common law state like that outweigh the benefits of a prenup because he's not entitled to any of his stocks or any gains or anything like that. So the way his money was set up, it must have benefited him to not have the prenup. Is what I have to
Talia,
say.
you were just like lawyer. It comes out. Wow.
Oh, sure. You just found my interest. Oh, she's like, do you even watch the news? Do you know? I'm like, I don't know anything going on. Yeah, this is what I follow.
And
really
suddenly,
exciting.
can do like a legal analysis on the drop of a dime.
I'll look into it a little bit more, but I don't think Keith Geffen, that's a friend of mine from law school. Sorry, David Geffen. This is what happens, you know?
Oh my God.
No, I don't think David Geffen was really.
And he had made all his money anyway,
stupid.
right? At this point, like they got together when he was already rich.
He's also that's why I confuse him with Barry Diller, isn't he?
Who's
also,
Barry Diller?
Oh gosh,
Huge.
Nadine, please.
You know him, but I don't. Who is this guy?
He's what?
He only,
Is he the one with Diane von Furstenberg?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yes.
He's
And
the one. First of all,
he's
when
gay,
there
but he's married to her.
Yes, but when there were only 3 networks, there was ABC, NBC, and CBS. He's the one that came up with the idea of having Fox as a 4th network. Everyone told him it couldn't be done. He did it. He saved, was it ABC when he came up with Movie of the Week? This is going back to the 80s. I was reading his book. That's how I have this on the top of my head. But he kind of reinvented broadcast television.
So why did he marry a woman? Does he explain that in the book?
I think, look, he's also in his 80s. He, as a young child, and he's Jewish and probably from a conservative community, couldn't really come out. And
Barry Diller said that he's also gay.
And I think he claims he really loves Diane. You know, I don't know to what extent with the lust or being in love, but I could imagine having just a person who you want to be your person, and maybe the sex drive isn't there completely, but she was what he calls the love of his life. He wanted to marry her, and I think they have children together, or do they? I'm not sure. But it was apparently an inside secret. People knew that he liked men. She knew, so they would be on and off again. Wow. That's tough. I think
it was a different time.
It's a different time, and maybe he was bisexual. I didn't finish his book. I think that's probably harder than being gay, actually.
How is that harder? You have more choices.
Harder to stick with one person, right? Okay, moving right along. I had a gig, a Jewish singles event for the Lox Club. Have you heard of Lox Club?
Like you eat bagels and lox?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's sort of a jokey.
Or is it for locksmiths?
This is synagogue. This is synagogue club.
No. This is there. I didn't know.
Is it Locks of the Month?
You have to join. It's a membership app. Right, so if it's for Jewish singles, but you have to apply, and there's a screening process.
Wait, you're not a Jewish single?
No, I'm sorry. I performed at it.
Oh,
wait, so it's
okay.
like Raya for Jews.
I guess so.
Is
Maybe
it
that's what
LOXXX?
That's funny. That's cute. I should tell the organizer about that. So it's an app, and you can match with people, but they also have events. That's what's cool about it, and their events are very well attended. And so I didn't know, when I get booked for Jewish singles events, they've mostly been Orthodox. So I went figuring I'm doing a nice clean set. It'll be a little awkward. They're singles. Maybe we'll do crowd work. Okay, no, this was at a club. pounding EDM. I'm using like the DJ's mic to do my set.
How'd you know they weren't Orthodox? You saw shoulders revealed, or?
I mean, the way they were dancing, and no one had a
mechitza?
no one had a kippah, yeah. And so, but I'm still keeping it clean. I feel like, and then I made a joke about how I was doing a Jewish clean set, and then somebody yelled out, "Be dirty," and then everyone's like, "You don't have to be clean." So I'm like, okay. So then I leaned in a little. I got a little edgier, and then they like started cheering, and then whatever. Then I finished and it went back to the party. So then, talking to people after, and, people were talking to me and they're like, do you know anybody for me? Do you do other events? So I try to like match people up now because I take people's numbers and all that. And so one guy came up to me. He's like, why did you think you had to be clean? I'm like, well, this is a Jewish singles event. He's like, yeah, but have you seen our app? Like, have you been on our questionnaire? Have you seen the questions?
What are they asking?
So then he showed me and they're like, do you take control in the bedroom?
This
Are
is
you
great.
a top or a bottom? Like, it was so interesting.
This is really
top
good.
Or bottom? Isn't this heterosexual?
Yeah.
I don't get
I
it.
have to finish my thought or it's going to sound really weird. This is really good because, lately people have been talking about what is the solution to anti-Semitism in the world. There's going to be anti-Semites. They're going to come out of the woodwork no matter what. They're going to find ways to hate us. We got to lean into being Jewish. You know what? Good for them. Be dirty. Lean into it. Just be with Jews.
Right,
this is
exactly.
great.
And there were some a smattering, if you will, of long skirts and
Sprinkle.
Yeah, but
Sprinkle. We
sprinkling.
need a better word for that.
But I think they're keeping up with like what you said. I guess are the more secular dating apps and stuff like that. But
So were any matches made, do you think?
So that's what they were doing at this event. They were matching people up based on how they
They
answered.
were making shidduchim.
I don't know that they call
You're the
it
one
that.
for the
Yeah.
tops. You're
Right.
the one for the bottoms.
Right.
You and you.
But I do believe that you have to be matched up now according to your sexual energy at a Jewish singles event. I just feel like that's so intrusive. Like, do you really want to share that right out of the
I guess
gate?
they want to, but you know what? Jews being with Jews, whatever.
Whatever
I
it
think
takes.
we gotta take it. We
Yeah.
gotta take it. We gotta take it.
And how do you even know? Like, doesn't it depend on the person too? Like, maybe I'm more of a top with this person and more of a pillow princess with that person.
I have no idea what that means.
Did you do
That's a gay term.
Wait, did you do the you're laying there joke?
Yeah, I did. Right. Yeah. My husband, when we were dating, he asked if I would move. I said, honestly, I'll probably just lie there. I am from Great Neck after all.
That's a great one.
And
That's a
on
great
that
one.
note-
That's a great joke.
Oldie but a goodie.
And a real oldie.
It always kills.
Kills my
It always
husband.
lands.
Right on my chest. All right. I can't.
Oh
I'll
my
cut that out. I won't
God.
do it. I'm drinking a little.
Oh man.
It's amazing. You just like say, "Hey, I'm a comedian now." You can get away with anything.
Should I do my scene it on social?
Oh, okay. I'm cutting that
And
whole part
what about
out. by the way.
anxiety of the week?
All right, guys. Oshri saw something on socials. Another crazy post. Let's hear it.
All right, this is a fun one. Seen it on social. Here we go. I need advice on what to do with my nanny right now.
Oy.
She came on time this morning, but after 20 minutes of being here, she started freaking out and saying the room is spinning and she needed to sit down. So she laid on her floor and I didn't really know what to do. She realized she accidentally took NyQuil this morning. My child is in school in the morning, so my husband took our son.
Wait, hold on. What does accidentally took NyQuil?
Like instead of Dayquil.
Okay.
Like NyQuil you take at night to go to sleep,
Got
and
it.
Dayquil you take during the day.
Okay,
so
so
you could
drowsy.
mix them.
So the
Because usually
nanny-
they sell them together, like daytime, nighttime.
Got it.
Oh.
That's what I'm assuming she means.
Okay.
Okay. I took a Zoom call from my home office. Now she's sleeping on the couch in my living room.
Oy.
I also have painters here today fixing a leak, so it's hectic. I asked her if she wanted
Hectic.
to go.
That's so hectic.
I asked her if she wanted to go home. She said she's too scared to leave the apartment because she's dizzy. But she's literally just lying on my living room couch with a blanket and sleeping. I'm obviously
Hang on. Did this woman just voice note this in? Like, this is way too much kvetching in detail for a post, but okay, continue.
I think she's setting the scene. You know?
hilarious.
She's got to set the scene. I'm obviously taking the rest of the day off to work for my child, and my husband was able to cover most of the morning. But she's really in the way, and I want to ask her to leave. What am I supposed to do?
Wow. So she's totally useless.
Totally useless, and she's just laying there. But she's not bothering anyone. She's just laying there.
I think just first off, on the bottle of NyQuil, which I've never taken, there really needs to be like a question. It needs to be like, are you sure you want to take this? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Like an extra child lock.
Right.
Like, adult
it's just
lock.
like alert. It's NyQuil.
Does it really make you go to sleep? Like, does it really?
I've
knock you
never
out?
taken it before. I have no idea.
Yeah, I've never taken it.
I
either.
only take Tylenol. That's like the only drug I take. And
I'm on a leave and some antihistamine right now, which say,
badass. So wait, is the question?
But if someone is sick laying on your couch, would you ever be like, how the hell am I getting them out of this house? Wouldn't you feel bad for them?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know if this is like a trusted nanny who made one slip up. Why not just let her rest it out for the day?
right. It's not like she's like throwing up on your floor. She's just laying there. Like, she's not bothering anyone. Just
Yeah.
her presence is like annoying her.
Yeah, I would leave it alone and be supportive and helpful. And then if it happened again, then I would probably take some action.
This reminds me, I think you were telling us once about a
Oh,
housekeeper that took something in your house. Do you want to tell us about that?
Had a little tumult followed by some turnover. Little alliteration action.
Little
get
HR.
out of
I think
here.
your kids are a little too old for a nanny.
Little
right?
HR turnover.
My kids can be the nanny at this point. No, I was working up in my home office around 11 a.m. and my very mild-mannered housekeeper bursts in and says, I need water, Miss Talia, I need water. So I'm like, here, I just give her my bottle of water. And
You're like, don't give it back.
yeah, I'm like, it's yours now. I'm like, by the way, I drank out of that. I have a Poland Spring downstairs. You don't have to ask me for water. So that was already a red flag. I think I'm getting sick. I think I'm sick. And I'm like, girl, stay away from me. Let me know if you need a ride. We'll
Call you an Uber.
We'll crack the windows open or I'll call you an Uber, depending on where you live, because I only know your first name. And
And that you live in the state of New York.
yeah, and I don't want to know much more.
Right.
So just, girl, keep me posted on that. And so she leaves. Meanwhile, my husband was sleeping in the den. Don't ask. Crazy.
At 11 a.m. on a weekday?
Crazy hours. Yeah. So I hear screaming and a phone call and speakerphone and a male voice. And I come downstairs and she's just like sitting on the couch next to my husband's sleeping head. And I'm like, this is very selfish and unlike her. She's such a sweetheart. I was like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And she's just like going like this, like just fanning herself. And she's, I'm hot. I'm hot. And I'm like, maybe she's like menopausal right now. I have no clue. So I go back upstairs. My husband wakes up, comes up, and he's like, listen, something wrong with the housekeeper. I think you got to take her home. And I was like, so I go back downstairs. She's now sitting in my dining room at the table, just like sitting there. I'm like, what's going on?
Like, what are you getting paid for?
What's going on? I'm like, are you okay? Do you need to go home? And she goes, Miss Talia, I ate something.
Oh, no.
I was like, you ate something?
no.
And she
Like
goes,
stomach bug?
yeah. So yeah, exactly. I'm like, what did you eat? She goes, I was cleaning upstairs and I see some candy in your office. And I'm like, was it in a pouch, like a sealed Ziploc pouch? And she goes, yeah, some candy. I said, you ate that candy? She goes, Miss Talia, I ate the candy. I was so hungry. I was cleaning and I needed candy, sugar. I just said, sweetie, how many did you eat? Because I had 3.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Okay, 3 edibles. There's no
How-
food.
But how strong were they?
Okay, here's the deal. I don't keep food upstairs in my house. That's the only edible thing I have in the upstairs in my house.
The only edible thing upstairs is an
the
edible.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Now, here's the crazy part. I always have 5 milligrams, 10 at the most. But I was at a comedy club a week or so before this happened, and I needed to buy more edibles. And this guy who works at the club was like, no, don't go to that place across the street. They're a total ripoff. Go a couple blocks up, ask for this guy, Raul or whatever. He'll totally hook you up. And I knew it sounded sketchy, but I was like, let's meet Raul. Let's see what he's got, So I go and I said, I need your strongest edible because I didn't want the 5s. I wanted the 10s. And he's like, you want my strongest edible? And I was like, yeah. So he pulls out a pack and he goes, listen, each one is 50 milligrams.
50?
50.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And he's like, no, but here's what you do. You slice them into 4 or 5 and then that'll be enough for you. And I'm thinking like a Costco mom here. I'm like, this is like buying in bulk.
You got a bulk deal.
It makes a lot of sense because it was the same price
for the
as
bag.
a pack of 5s or 10s.
I haven't done any of this stuff ever. That just sounds like a lot. I'm buying this. This sounds like a lot.
50 milligrams. I would never eat one. The most I could have would be 10.
Wow.
This woman ate 3.
That's 150. Oh my gosh.
When she told me, I said, how many did you have? She said
thank
3.
you for doing that math.
You're welcome.
I was like this. Like my face was up, but then I didn't want to scare her. And I was like, oh, you're going to be fine. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, she's going to die. Yeah. She's going to die because I would die. I would die.
Are you like Googling, can you die?
I did. I Googled how many milligrams of marijuana for you to die.
And what does it say?
It said you don't die from it. However,
but you feel like you're going to die.
However, I think somebody once died from like 2,100 milligrams.
Oh my gosh.
So that's like,
you're like, you got a ways to go.
Honestly though, I would die. 150?
For someone who probably, I assume she's never done that before, right? So that's even
So bigger. I get on the phone with her husband and I'm like, listen. He's like, my wife. I'm like, listen. I didn't even know she was married. I'm like, listen.
You're like, I just know you show up at Wednesday mornings. That's all I know about you.
I know. I'm like, listen, your wife, she's going to be fine. She ate a lot of marijuana. And he goes, oh, and he starts laughing. I'm like, listen, it's not funny. It was a lot. And he goes, oh, she's never had it. I'm like, it was a lot. A lot? Like a lot. Like I couldn't stop saying a lot. But I didn't want to say the number because I didn't want to freak anyone out.
Oh my God.
So he asked me, he's like, can you do me a favor? Just take her to the emergency room. And I'm like, oh, shit. Am I going to get arrested? Like what? And then I'm like, I don't want to get in trouble, but I don't want her to die either. Like what? Like out of nowhere, I'm sitting up writing freaking fart jokes, and I don't know what I'm doing in my office. And now I'm in a life or death situation with a woman who apparently has a husband, who apparently I'm an employer. I don't even know what legal ramifications are going on here. I should probably never air this, by the way. So she died, and no, I'm kidding. So I take her to the, I can't in good conscience not take her to the ER because I think I would run to the ER if it were me.
And what did they do for her there?
So they first of all, by the time we got to the ER, she was so stoned, she couldn't even get out of the car. She couldn't even unbuckle her seatbelt. I said to her.
Do you think she was enjoying herself?
Oh my God.
She was so scared. She was so frightened. I said, can you feel your fingers? And she goes, I think so. It was adorbs, if I may say.
Oh my God.
And so they bring her in and they realize she's not speaking English. So they bring someone to speak to her in Spanish. And then they realize, it's not a language thing. She's just not speaking.
Right. We have no translator for this.
There's no. So then I come in after having parked the car. I have like sunglasses and a hat on.
You're like incognito.
I'm just like this Jaffy lady. I'm like, hi, she's with me. Listen, she ate a lot of marijuana, and they were like, oh. I said a lot, like a lot. And they were like, okay, we got this. I'm like, no, it was a lot. But I gotta go. Bye, folks. You've been great. And I tore out of that ER. So I call her husband later in the day. I'm like, how's it going? And he's like, I don't know. She's been asleep the whole day. It makes you very tired. So next thing I know, I called the next morning. No answer. I called in the afternoon. He's like, hi, Miss Talia. We're on our way home. I'm like literally, like 30 hours later, I'm like,
she was there that whole time?
Overnight. He goes, they kept her overnight because the blood work came back not good.
Oh, no.
I said, not good?
You sound Persian now.
What was not good? He said, the salt was very high.
Salty gummies?
I don't know what that means. The salt
The sodium.
level, the sodium. So they had her
Blood
on an
pressure.
IV drip all night, and she was able to go home. And then he said she was still resting it off, probably having amazing dreams.
But did you ever hear from her again? Like,
And
did she
then-
come the next week?
I never heard from her again, and I never called again. It was like too weird after that.
It's like you both know this is the end of the road.
I think it was an end of the road.
A mutual decision.
It
Oh
was.
my God.
What gets me is that, do you know how bad it tasted, that candy? Like, it had so much infused in it. And she
Like it
knows,
tasted like
and she
weed.
knows we're kosher. She must have been like, man, this Jewish candy tastes like ass.
She kept eating
And she kept
She
eating
must have
it.
been really hungry.
She's like, the Jews
Oh my
like
God.
it. I guess it gets better when you keep eating it.
This tastes like matcha.
Why would she eat something in your kitchen? That's what I don't get.
I know, and she knows she's welcome in my pantry and all that stuff, but she ate that nasty Jewish candy, and that's what happened to her. So what are you gonna do? Anyway,
She learned her lesson, I assume.
I think she learned her lesson, and
And did you? Next time, put it in a drawer.
Honestly, I don't even have it anymore. You know when somebody eats something and they get really sick?
You get like an aversion to it.
It's like she totally turned me off now to marijuana, which is annoying. I just have no interest in it at all. Nadine's like, I never had any interest
No,
before and
and-
never will again.
They just came out
Wow.
with a study, actually, that there's more cardiac events for people who
I saw
consume
that.
edibles.
Actually, the first thing I asked her was, do you by any chance have a heart problem?
Oh, you knew?
Yeah. And she said, no. And then I said, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, more cardiac events is not good. So
But I was
just
surprised that it was
keep me
equal
away.
for the people who smoke versus have edibles. There was no
I know.
benefit to edibles versus smoking.
It was equal.
It was equal. Yeah.
But I feel
Got
bad.
it.
I feel like I ruined whatever her impression was of religious Jews because she must think I'm like a psycho drug addict.
I thought you
now.
were going to say pot.
Or female comedians, or
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, hopefully she just thinks it's me. Oh, well, she's a comedian.
Right.
She does drugs, but she must think I'm like a drug addict. Like, who has that kind of dosage laying around? I do.
You do.
Not anymore. I threw it out. I don't want
So
that.
your Costco savings went down the drain.
You know what? Who
Wow.
was I kidding? I don't even belong to Costco. I shop at
You go to
Everfresh.
BJ's? Oh no.
Yeah, maybe Target on a good day, but anyway, you guys, what do you think? I think that's been the tea room with Talia Reese, Nadine Oshri. I love you
Follow,
guys.
subscribe, review.
Review. Let us know what you want us to talk about,
Yep.
and maybe we'll have you on the show, as Ari says, as a substitute mom.